Are you thinking about buying or selling a home or are a real estate professional and want to keep up with what's happening in Twin Cities real estate news, stats, and trends? Then come hang out with us for a little while. Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall, and welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Today, we're going to be talking about how to price a home, some of the strategies and tools that we use to really help you hone in on getting the price of your home correctly right out of the gate. Today I have Chad Priebe with Bell Bank. We just went through this process, and I know there was some doubts from family members on the strategy, but it worked out perfectly.
Worked out really well. I mean, in the doubt was just because they're not in the market. They don't do what we do, right? So it was more of a education piece for my family, and the ending result was amazing.
Right. And the big thing here, the big takeaway is list price is not an accurate reflection of value. Big one. Right? And so pricing a home, there's a lot of pieces that go into it. Pricing is one thing to think about, but also then where is it going to go from there? Right. And sometimes you price for it to sell right at list price. Sometimes you price for it to go above, like we did with yours, and sometimes you price over knowing it's probably going to get negotiated. But there's strategies that you use and things to think about for each one of these to accomplish ultimately getting you the highest dollar, right? At the end of the day, it's the price per square foot you get that matters more than anything. Are you getting the best that you can get, right? We also have Ben Greilanger joining us today, House Geeks team, BRIX Real Estate. We're going to jump in, though, first into some of the recent news happening here in the Twin Cities real estate market. Have to shuffle some papers around here real quick. So first of all, is the new listings coming into the marketplace is definitely picking up over, let's say, the last 30-day period of time, which is really helping things, overall helping the market. Right. This has been a stressful market, even for sellers, because it's hard to go, you have so much put in front of your plate that it's making you figure out, what is that strategy that is going to work best, right? So as things kind of calm down, it gives people time to think about things and make the smart decisions. Right. So new listings up was at 1777, going up to 1808. That's in the 13 county metro. And I expect that to stay pretty level over the course of the next maybe 15 to 30 days at that 17 to 1800-ish mark. We'll see ultimately where that goes. But this is starting to close the gap on inventory. We'll talk about that real quick in a second. Ben, you want to fill us in on what we're seeing with pending sales?
Yeah, pending sales have stayed mostly flat over the past 30 days or so. Right now, they're, for the past week, it was 1406, down from 1423 the week before. So it's definitely below about 11% below last year's pending sales. So that's definitely a nice factor building in with listings coming up, pending sales staying mostly flat. That's definitely adding some inventory into the market to.
And we saw that big drop down a couple hundred a few weeks back. Yeah. And again, with pending sales kind of starting to level off or even maybe trend down a little bit, that's closing that inventory gap. So if we look back to what was happening with inventory back in February, we were seeing weekly averages of inventory of homes down 13%, down 12%. Now, in comparison to last year, we're picking up listings fast enough where we're now only down 5%. And I would not be surprised to see the gap completely close by middle of June into July timeframe, where we start actually having a larger inventory, which will be the first time in years that we've experienced that.
That actually sounds really good, you guys. And for you buyers that have been treading through this challenging market, kudos to you for hanging in there. Opportunity is knocking as we speak. Yeah. With more inventory. Rising interest rates has been a big conversation, right? Yeah. But that being said, I think the Feds, what their logic is here, is definitely working as far as slowing down the market a little bit. So
one of the things that I was kind of paying attention to as well is I think there's a few prongs happening. One, we have home prices going up a lot, right? We've seen home prices moving up at 18-20% a year for a couple years running. So this is bringing that home affordability index. I think last I looked, it was a 105, right? And we haven't seen affordability at that rate for over 20 years. And so you take that with the home prices, and then you take the interest rates that's happening as well. That goes into the home affordability also, that calculation. And I think that, we're seeing a slower pace of buyers in general. Even before rates started to really move, looking at where we were at with the pace back in November of last year, we were tracking behind the previous year. There was like 6 or 8 weeks running, and really the only explainable thing was buyers were kind of just retreating from the market even before the rates kicked in. So it was like the home prices were taking people out, and then the rates came in and took out even more.
Yeah, good points. And I think the big piece here is the consumer confidence, right? All of us, consumers in general, there's some hesitation out there because if you want to sell, can I find a new house? Right? But then you say, okay, we're going to wait a year, and then you factor in what you just said, Kirk, and it's almost impossible for a person to save that much money more with appreciation and with rising rates. It's a big conversation you have to be having with your team, your realtor and your loan officer, talking about your budget and affordability because things change quickly. If you were on the fence just 2 months ago and decided to wait, you're starting to see that.
Yeah, well, and I think one of the big factors when we look at people right now, it's like, oh, is the market going to crash? And there was a article that came out in Fortune magazine, talking about just there's not a crash coming. It's a deceleration in prices, right?
Going from red hot to hot.
Or maybe warm, but it's still going to be going up. So if we go from an 18 back to a normal 4, that's going to seem like a big change,
right?
But it's a normal 4. And even if it goes to 2, it's still going up, percentage of appreciation per year.
Right.
Yeah, it was unsustainable what was happening the past 2 years. It was not healthy for the market. No. So we need to get to a healthy growth.
And that slowdown is going to take place in one time frame, and so it'll look like it's a lot coming real fast. And I think you're going to hear a lot, is the market crashing? Is the market crashing? No, this is going to be a big seasonal adjustment. And I think we're going to see that in late June into the fall. And we're going to see inventory really start to move up. We're going to see home prices move back down, but not down negative on the 12-month rolling, just faster on the seasonal.
Yep, that's
so
great.
For buyers, this is the time to be getting into the market. And for those that have been holding out, waiting to see more coming up, if you're a seller, it's still going to be a decent market. Yeah. It's really, the key is going to be pricing. Wow, what a great segue into our next segment. You're going to want to make sure that you're pricing appropriate into the market if you are a person that is going to be selling into a market that may be slowing down seasonally. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll get into some of those pricing tactics. We'll be right back. Our local sponsors are BRIX Real Estate, Network Title, Eric Bloomstrad and Chad Priebe with Bell Bank Mortgage, Structure Tech Home Inspections, James Tufson with Country Financial, along with Cregan's Construction and Grey Duck Staging and Design.
Hi, I'm Ruben with Structure Tech Home Inspections. Everyone knows you should have a home inspection before you buy a home, but we've heard of home buyers being encouraged to skip the home inspection in this crazy market to make their purchase offer more attractive. Now they're facing tens of thousands of dollars in unexpected repairs. I'm telling you now, don't skip the home inspection. Here at Structure Tech, we can get your home inspected quickly, and we offer a full line of services. Visit us online at structuretech.com to learn more.
Don't fall for the billboards or the clickbait. There is no such thing as today's rate. Mortgages and mortgage rates are individual to you. Chad Priebe and Eric Bloomstrand with Bell Bank Mortgage are here to show you the formula to get your best rate. Once you know this formula, you can mortgage shop with confidence. Find us online at chadpriebe.com. That is chadpriebe.com. NMLS 1462493, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall with BRIX Real Estate and the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial transactions people make. Before you make your next move, download our free Smart Home Buyer or Smart Seller guides to give you the edge in our real estate market. From deal hunting to knowing the right repairs for maximizing value, these free guides have it all. Check them out and more at BRIXTwinCities.com under publications. Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. If you have any questions for us or are thinking about buying or selling a home, please feel free. You can always reach out 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Make sure you check us out as well at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. Today we're discussing how to price a home. Let's see, Ben, let's see if you agree with this statement. List price is an accurate reflection of value. What I list it for is what it will sell for.
It is an opinion of value, but it is not a reflection of the actual value, because there's the market value, there's appraised value, there's the listing value. I mean, there's a lot of opinions about value.
Yeah.
Right?
List price is not an accurate reflection of ultimately the market value, where it is going to go, because homes sell for at, above, or below list price, right? So how do you know where to price a property? Well, first off, what are the things we do not want to solely rely on? Tax value.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No doubt.
A lot of counties undervalue properties on tax value. It's around 80% of what they think market value will be. That's not the case for every county, right? Yeah. But again, you might be shorting yourself on there, or if something's off on the tax value. How often do we see that?
Yeah, you got obviously the taxes are always a little bit behind.
Yep.
And then, if somebody didn't report a permitted kitchen remodel or something like that, that has changed the value overall, but the tax value is not reflecting that because it was just never reported to the county.
Yep.
Good point.
Another one, the Zestimate, right? Or AVMs in general, automated valuation models, right? These are computer algorithms looking at price per square foot, price per bedroom, price per square foot of lot, all of that factoring in for sales that are happening in your neighborhood. Right. So what is that not taking into consideration? Upgrades that you may have done, or things that aren't marked down on the most recent sale or tax value. Or if you are a property that maybe is on a busy road, or you're a property that's lakeshore, or you have a really good view, or something like, things that a computer is not going to calculate for.
And those are the big the value adders.
Yep.
Right.
Value adds or value detractors. Right. So
even,
you don't want to look at that and make a judgment off.
Yeah, and sometimes even like the data is wrong on those sites. Where if you go in and you're just curious looking at a different property and it's like, oh, they have it listed with one fewer bedroom or one fewer bathroom. And it's like that can totally skew.
And then when you throw in the adjustments.
Yeah, and then it goes, woo.
It goes 80,000 above. So wait, no, that bedroom's not worth $80,000.
Right. Hold on. How often do you trust the MLS with the measurements?
That's definitely something that I see is tough, because I think it's up to the agent to measure, and there is a tax data based on what they think the square footage is, but it's up to the agent and the buyer's agent to verify measurements, and there definitely is some variability that that can vary what the market what the value of a home is,
and that can work to your advantage though sometimes, right? If let's say the listing agent
ultimately no, because if you're off and you're high, and most agents bring out the room stretcher versus the room shrinker.
Right.
So they take a house that's 1,800 square feet and they say it's 2,000 square feet, right?
Okay.
And if somebody figures that out, the appraiser is going to look at that, right?
Right.
They're going to check the tax, and we see that difference too, the tax ones and the MLS and the appraisal as to the square footage. You really want to measure it and be accurate with that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the importance behind that is making sure that the team that you're hiring to list your property is doing the measurements accurately.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've had some buyers in the past where, the measurements were not accurate, and it worked out to the buyer's advantage because
Yes.
they actually had more square footage than was listed.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it definitely can come in, where it's, you definitely want to double check what the measurements are. And, if you're in like the 50, 70 square feet difference, it's like that's not that big of a deal. But if you're in the hundreds,
I've seen one. I've seen one that was 700 off before. Yeah,
man.
huge.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was thinking about it more in the sense of a seller, right?
Right.
You don't want to just go off of some really high number if that's not the case. But yeah,
Correct.
I mean, for the buyer, if something's lower or shorted bedrooms or things like that.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
Right.
absolutely. Okay, so we're not going to use the tax, the estimates, or AVMs, but they are data points. I do look at them.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to see how they line up with an actual market analysis. So what I really want to do is start with finding comps. But the very first thing is, what is a comp, comparable sale of a property?
Right.
Well, more than likely it's not the house next door to you, and more than likely it's not the house across the street from you that just sold, right? So what is taken into consideration? Yes, timeline is important, but style. If you have a Rambler, you want to make sure you're pricing against a Rambler, or a story and a half, you're pricing against a story and a half, a 2-level split, you're pricing against 2-level splits, right? You really don't want to try to change this. You also don't want to cross major roads or railroad tracks, highways, or school boundaries or cities to find your comparables.
Yeah, location proximity is one of the biggest factors. You want to be as close as possible to your house, and then from there, really finding that as similar of a house as possible. Square footage, style, like you said, Rambler, 2-story. Yeah, just really find that clone, basically, if you can.
The appraisers, technically you want to be within a half a mile if you can. You can go out to
Has
a mile.
that changed? Okay, yeah, because I thought it was a mile.
It is,
Yeah,
but
okay.
ideally, especially in the market
half?
we're in today, a half a mile would be ideal if you can find what you guys were just saying, right? So, but if they have to go out over a mile, you can get into some difficulties because you are maybe going into a whole different community.
Yeah, for sure.
So then age range, square footage,
Yeah.
and condition, right? So when you look at your neighbor's house, is it within a couple hundred square feet of yours? Because you go, hey, my neighbor's just sold over here, but I'm a lot bigger. Well, then he's not a comp,
Yeah.
Right.
You want to find ones that are really as close as possible to your property. Now, Ben, you brought up a great point, which is find the clone. Of course, finding that absolute perfect clone, it's impossible, right? Unless it's like a townhome or a condo.
New development, or
right? Something like that. But you do try to get as close as you can. Now, a method that I've found works really well. So the average agent, they're at about, and you can see this, you look at their what is original list price compared to sale price, and across the Twin Cities, this moves up and down, but it's usually they're off between 9 and 15% as far as so 85 or sorry, an 85% of the time they're correct within 5%.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That 85 moves sometimes up to 91 or somewhere in there. Okay. Within 5%. This method I have found is accurate 96% of the time within a 5% of sale price.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And usually when you're pricing, you want to price pretty close into that, right? Otherwise, you might be leaving too much money on the table.
Right.
So what I like to do is I like to find a property that conditionally or upgrades, whatever you want to call it, is an inferior property to the property I'm listing.
Okay.
Then I like to find one that's really close. Like, oh, this is This one's really close. You know, it also has the fireplace. It also has the updated kitchen.
Right.
And then I like to find one. I know sellers hate this, right? I like to find one that's better than their home. Right? But my house is the best. No, you want to find something that is conditionally or size or whatever may make it a superior house. Okay. And now you have your range.
Yeah.
Right?
I like that.
You now know I know I should get more than this. Right. And I'll probably get less than this, depending on making market adjustments. So what do I mean by that? Well, if my comparable sale of the better home was from 9 months ago, I need to adjust that value of that house to match up. And so what are some of the tools that I'm using for that? It's the market meter, which we talk about on the show, right? Nice. Like where was the market then? Where has the market gone? Looking at appreciation rates specific to that neighborhood.
Right.
And then factoring in like the timing of when we're going to actually list it. Because again, list price is not an accurate reflection of value. We want to make sure when we come on the market that the price is appropriate for the activity levels today. Right? Not back in March when things may have been at an average of 10 showings per listing out of the gate. You know, if we're at a 6, I want to price for that.
Correct.
Because if I overprice, Ben, I think you gave it the kiss of death, right?
Yeah, it's like, ooh, that house is going to sit on the market, and then people are going to start wondering, you know, what's wrong with it if it's been on for 10 days, 14 days.
You start losing real money at that point.
Yeah,
and
then
you don't
you're
want
chasing the market down, and you definitely do not want to do that. Yeah. I mean, seasonality is so huge in the metro and in Minnesota in general that, you know, you want to be paying attention to the weather and holidays and season. So, you want to
chasing that market is so dangerous. Yeah. If you price too high in a falling market, you're constantly trying to play catch up. Whereas if you would have priced correct out of the gate, you would have gotten a higher price. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Check us out, TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.
My name is James Tobson with Country Financial. Anyone can sell you insurance. However, is it going to be the insurance you need? When life pops up with its surprises, you want the right coverage. When it comes time to find or renew your policy, give me a call. I would love to review your existing policy and show you what I can do for you. You can email me at james.tobson@countryfinancial.com or give me a call at 651-365-3408.
Hi, I'm Becca, owner of Greilanger Staging. With today's home buyers beginning their journey exclusively online, the look and feel of your home matters more than ever. Whether it's a simple in-home consultation, a refresh using your current furniture, or a whole home staging, our goal is always the same: showing your home in the best light and helping you achieve the highest sales price possible. To learn more, visit us at GreatDuckStaging.com or check us out on Instagram at GreatDuckStaging.
Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Before we wrap up, I want to highlight a listing. This one is from Jessica Brunzel, BRIX Real Estate. It is 6004 Emerson Avenue South in Minneapolis. This is in the Kenny neighborhood. It is a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. A good size home.
Everything you need.
Yes, everything you need. It's priced at $460. It has an updated kitchen, 2 fireplaces, and hardwood floors as well. Check that one out. You can go to BRIXTwinCities.com. Again, that's listed by Jessica Brunzel. You know, at the beginning of the show, Chad, I wanted to talk about a product with rates moving up and likely to move up more, at least based on the inflation numbers that I'm seeing, that interest rates and locking in is a concern for a lot of buyers. What can you tell me about this Rate Guard product? I know this is something that existed a while back or something similar.
Yeah, this is a product that gives you an opportunity if you are that rate conscious buyer and you want to get your rate locked in before you find a house.
Yeah.
It allows you to lock in an interest rate. What you want to know about this is the interest rate that you lock in is about 0.375% higher than the par rate when you lock.
So if it was a 5% interest rate, it'd be a 5.37.
Yep, thank you, exactly.
Yep.
The benefit here, though, is within 20 days of your closing, you can unlock and relock at whatever the market rate is that day.
Yes, if rates didn't move.
So if rates didn't move, you can relock down to that par rate and lose that 0.375. So it's a good product. It's not for everybody, but it is an opportunity where you can lock your rate in before you find a house.
Yeah, and if you have any questions on that, please feel free to reach out again, 651-303-0019. I can connect you with Chad or TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. Just submit a contact form. Yeah. But yeah, I think, with where I think rates are going to, probably approach the 6 range by end of summer. We'll see where that goes ultimately.
Well, it's something to take that stress off a little bit.
It is.
Nice.
Yeah, I've heard 6% as well. I've heard 5.5%. We
should be betting steak dinners on this.
That'd be fun. Yeah. Where are we going? If we all had the crystal ball, we wouldn't be sitting here, right? But, overall, I just wanted to say this real quick. Rates are still historically good.
We know that rates long-term,
rate,
fluctuate normally between 5 and 10%. If you look back to 1947, looking forward to a show we're going to be doing all about home affordability in a couple of weeks, so that should be a really good one. Want to thank Ben Greilanger for coming in again, BRIX Real Estate, Chad Priebe. Make sure you check us out at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com or give a call 651-303-0019. Have a good one. People always ask realtors, what is your commission? But what they should be asking is, what is your rate of return? Commissions only vary by a couple of % from agent to agent. However, the price per square foot you get just based on their experience and the quality of marketing they use can vary by 10% or more. At BRIX Real Estate, our agents use the right marketing and have the experience to get you top dollar for your house. See what we can do for you at BRIXTwinCities.com.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.
Don't forget to check us out online anytime at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. There you can find all of our past shows, our weekly market updates, along with the latest and greatest searching and researching tools, and our free publications to include the Smart Home Buyer Guide and the Smart Seller Guide, along with the BRIX Report. All of these free for you. If you have any real estate questions, please feel free to give us a call, 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. Happy to help answer any of your real estate questions or assist with your real estate needs.